What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch back here with another NFL free agency reaction. DeForest Buckner, the beast in the middle of the 49ers defense, has been traded to the Indianapolis Colts for their first round pick in this year's NFL draft. And not only that, but the Indianapolis Colts have signed DeForest Buckner long term. Before I break down this trade, my thoughts, my analysis, who won the trade, make sure that you do Gronk Spike the like button and subscribe to the Bottom Line View for more NFL free agency reactions just like this. Also, in the comment section below, leave your opinion. Let me know what you think of the Buckner trade. Did the Colts win? Did the 49ers win? Was it even? Let me know your opinion in the comment section below. All right, so San Francisco 49ers, we heard earlier today that they signed Eric Armstead to a long-term contract. And I sat there and wondered, this is a great thing for the 49ers. They're going to have their defensive line intact that brought them to the Super Bowl. Was the main reason they were able to go so far in the NFL playoffs and reach the Super Bowl. And they were a dominant unit, the best defensive line in football. I didn't know DeForest Buckner was on the block. I didn't know it was possible that they would trade DeForest Buckner. But looking at the compensation and looking at the team that acquired him, it makes a ton of sense. DeForest Buckner has been traded to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for a first-round pick. The Colts are giving Buckner a huge extension worth $21 million, sources say. This is reported from Ian Rappaport. He also says that Indy continues to invest in their defense, and I don't think they're done investing in their defense. Adam Schefter adds that the Colts, that 13th overall to the 49ers, to Buckner, a massive contract that pays him $21 million a year and makes him the second highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history, only behind Aaron Donald. Of course, Buckner has been one of the more important players on San Francisco's defense. He was a huge reason they were able to reach the Super Bowl. And I really like this trade, honestly, for both teams. I think it instantly impacts the Colts defense. It instantly impacts their defensive line, gives them a difference maker, gives them a game changer on the defensive side of the football. A guy that can not only get after the quarterback, but also stop the run equally as well. Buckner has played in multiple systems. Buckner originally, was drafted to play like more of a 3-4 style defensive end. He now plays more of a 4-3 defensive tackle, but he can play all over the line. And this guy is built like a beast. 6'7", 300 pounds. He's a monster. And he is only 25 years old, going on 26. You're getting him just entering the prime of his career, signing him long term. This is the type of move that I wanted the Colts to make. And even though they traded their first round pick to acquire Buckner, I feel like it was worth it because the Colts really needed that defensive lineman to take them over the top defensively. They don't have a bad secondary. They have a decent linebacking group, especially with Darius Leonard in the middle. But they needed that difference maker to get after the quarterback and to just make plays in the backfield. So now when you look at their defensive line, they still probably need to go after some edge players, but Buckner will definitely fill perhaps the team's biggest need coming into the offseason of interior defensive linemen. Buckner is going to be awesome for the Colts, and I think Colts fans are really going to love him. But when you look at it the other way, flip side, San Francisco got great compensation for Buckner. Buckner's a really good player. He's in the prime of his career. It only makes sense that he's going to go for top bidding. So the 13th overall pick, I think, is good compensation. I think it's a fair trade. And I do believe that San Francisco got good value. I mean, when you're looking at a team like the 49ers, who was built on this defensive line, you don't really want to give away part of it. But if you can give away part of it and then somehow find a way to come out better in the end, that could work out long term for the 49ers. So even though I always stress, put a lot of assets into one position, especially the defensive line, sometimes they're kind of changing it up, switching it up, and going in a different direction is good as well for a team. The 49ers can use that first-round pick in a draft loaded with wide receivers on a potentially number one wide receiver for the future of their franchise. They could use it on potentially offensive line to replace Joe Staley down the road. They could use it at safety or corner, depending on what happens in free agency. There's a lot of options that the 49ers have now with this draft pick. They have 2 first-round picks, and they'll probably look to trade one of their other firsts or their other first to acquire second, thirds, and fourths, which they're kind of missing right now because of some of the other trades that they've done already. So for both sides, I like it. Colts are getting PFF's 10th ranked player in the interior defensive line from a season ago. A guy that's a monster. A player that had 12 sacks in 2018 as a Pro Bowler and 7.5 sacks this past season. A player that was arguably the most impactful defensive lineman on the best defensive line in football last year. And the 49ers get a first-round pick. Something to utilize at a different position, at a bigger need. The only question for the 49ers is, can they replace Buckner in any way that won't hurt missing him in action? That's my thoughts on Buckner going to the Indianapolis Colts. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you did, Gronk spike the like button. And of course, subscribe to the Bottom Line View. It's Mitch. More free agency on the channel. Check it out. Peace out.